Welcome to Iva Technologies. Today in this video we'll learn about Jenkins installation, configuration and setting up a node to the Jenkins. As part of this demo, we require two servers, one server for master, another server for node. On both the servers, we need Java as a prerequisite. And one server will install Jenkins package and we'll call it as a master. In another node, we will configure that node to the master via SSH. So there are two ways we can do it. One is username and password, another one with the SSH keys. We'll try to view in the demo both the methods. And we'll run one Hello World Jenkins job on the node server. So let's go to the demo. For this, I will be using linode.com where we can spin up servers. So let me log into linode.com. So once you logged into linode.com, here left side you can see the panel where a lot of tabs are available. For us, we require Linodes. So Linodes are nothing but the servers. In the Linode terminology, we are calling Linodes only for the servers. So to create a new server, click on Create button on the right corner. So select the Linode. First, we need to choose a distribution. So distribution is nothing but the operating system which we need to for the server. I will be choosing Ubuntu operating system latest version. So here on this website we have Ubuntu 20.04 LTS version. I will be selecting that. Next we need to select the region. Coming to the region, select whichever region is near to you. I will be selecting Mumbai, which is nearer to me. Next is we need to select Linode plan. There are different plans: shared plan, dedicated CPU, high memory and GPU. For this demo, I'll be taking one of the server in shared CPU. I'll be going with Linode 2 GB plan. So this server costs monthly $10. For a month, if you run this server, it will cost you $10. Hourly is 0.015 cents, and the RAM is 2 GB RAM and 1 CPU. The storage on the storage is nothing but the disk on the server. It is 50 GB. Next, we need to give a name to the server. I will name this server as Jenkins 2 master. We can give any tags, or it is just tag. You can give any tag, or if you can leave it blank. For the server, what is the password you will provide? So for logging to the server, so I will be giving some simple password for this demo. Next, create. So we just selected the distribution, region, plan. We given the name and given the password. That's all. So let's create the server. So we are creating the server. If you click on Linodes, we can see the server is getting spinned up. It's in booting stage. Let me click and open the server. Here, this is a summary of the server. And if you go to the networking, here we can see the IP address, the public IP address of the server. And we can log in with the root user. So this is a command we can use for the login to the server. Let me see the server is up. Yes, now the server state is the running state. So we can do here the options we have: reboot or power off. Since now the server since running state, we can log into the server. Let's log into the server. So we need to take the public IP address of the server. Let's take it. So here we have a copy option. Let's copy the command. So moving to my terminal, I just copy pasted the. Now I need to provide the password to the server. Now I logged into the server. Now we need to install JDK and Jenkins. Let's go to the Jenkins website to see the documentation of steps for the installing the Jenkins package. So if you search in Google Jenkins, you will get the first website, jenkins.io. You can go to that website. Here we have download option. Let's click it. So we have two versions. One is LTS version, long-term support version. Other one is regular releases. So we'll go for LTS version to install. Here we have different operating systems provided in the package. So let's go for Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu. Here this is option. Let's select. So okay. These are the commands we need to run on the server to install the Jenkins. Let me add this command. Let me run the commands sequentially. So we got the response okay. We need to add the entry into this file. Let me add it. Let me first see what are this. Okay. Adding the entry to the file. So here I'm using cat command to add the entry to this file at the end of the last line. So I have used two arrows. If you use single arrow, the file will become empty and it will create new file. So use two arrows and Control C. So the entry got added. Let me see again to double check. See, at the end, the entry got added. Once the entry is added to the source list, we need to run the sudo apt update. Since we are already in the root, let me just run apt update. Then we can just run apt-get install. So we can run apt-get or just apt. That's fine. It works fine. Apt install Jenkins. So the Jenkins installation failed. Let's see what is the issue, why the Jenkins installation failed. I think the installation is successful, and after installing, while the service is coming up, the service starting failed. Let's look why it got failed. Error, we can see no Java executable found in the path variable. Here it is clearly telling Java is missing. So let's install Java and we'll try to bring up the Jenkins service. So to install Java, let me Google. We'll use this command sudo apt install open JDK 11. Say yes. Okay. So Java installation is done. Let me verify. Java hyphen version. We can see here OpenJDK version 11.0. Let me see whether Java C is also available. Systems ctl start Jenkins. So now if we check status, it should be running state. Yes, now the status is active. So if we are in right now, I'm var lag Jenkins folder. So if you check here, the Jenkins.log file would have been created. Let me see what's happening in the Jenkins.log. So looks like the service up and running. So by default, Jenkins runs on the 8080 port. So let's browse Jenkins on the web browser. So to browse the Jenkins, we need the IP address of the server. So let's take the IP address of the server, the public IP address. Here also, this here also we have availability, and the address is mentioned here also. So let me take the address, and it runs on 8080 port. Yes. So the Jenkins started successfully, but first step what we have to do is we need to unlock the Jenkins. By default, it will be in the lock. So to ensure Jenkins is securely set up by the administrator, they are putting in the lock by default. So to unlock the Jenkins, the password we require administrator password. The password is available at this location on the server. So let me go to the terminal. During the Jenkins startup in the jenkins.log also, there is a password is displayed. Please use the following password to proceed the installation, right? So same thing will be available. So here also they mention this may also be found at location. Even in the browser also they mention the same location. Let me cap the password. So copying the password and pasting into the Jenkins. So unlock is completed, and now we are into the customized Jenkins page. Here we are asked to install plugins. So here we have two options: install the select suggested plugins, and we have second option is select the plugins to install. I'll go with install suggested plugins. Already community finds most useful plugins. These are the plugins mostly used. So I'm going with the same plugins. So I'll pause here and come back once all the plugins are installed. So once all the plugins are installed, we are moved to the next page where we need to create the first admin user. So let me create one admin user. Just I'm giving username as admin, password as admin, just to be for the demo to be simple. Admin is the full name. Admin at test.com. The demo. Save and continue. And it asks for the installation instance configuration, the Jenkins URL. So the Jenkins URL is the public IP address of the server and the 8080 port. That's correct, absolutely fine. So let's move to next step, save and finish. So Jenkins is ready. We can start using Jenkins. Click on start using Jenkins. Yes. Now we are logged in with the admin user. Here we logged in with the admin user to the Jenkins. So we have logout link here and login as admin here. So once come here, we have here left side we have some tabs. New item. New item is nothing but creating a new Jenkins job, and people are all the users are part of Jenkins. And another important one is manage Jenkins. Manage Jenkins is where we will do the Jenkins administration part. So for our we need to create a node, right? So for that we need to go to manage Jenkins, and in this we need to add node. So in the system configuration we have manage nodes and clouds. So let's click on manage nodes. By default master is also one node to the it will show as master also as default node. Let me click on new node. So it's a permanent agent. So Jenkins node 1, I'll be giving the name. So node is created. Once we created the node, next step is we have to go to our Linode website and create the server. So let's create the server. So creation of server is create Linode. Same, I'll go with Ubuntu 12.04 LTS version as the OS. Same region, I'm spinning up the server. I'll go with the Linode 1 GB plan here. So this is monthly it costs $5 and 1 GB RAM, 1 CPU. That should be sufficient for the Jenkins node. Label is nothing but the name, right? So I'll give Jenkins 2 node 1, the name of the server. Password to the server to log in. Okay, so let's create the server. So here the status of the server is busy, so it is creating the server. Once the server is created, it will be in the running state. Let's wait for it to come to running state. Yes, now server is in running state. So let's take the IP address of the server and log into the server. So I just split my terminal to two tabs. So down I'm logging in with the say yes. give the password to the server to log in. Yes, we are logging. Let me clear the screen. So the above screen is the master, the down screen is the Jenkins node. So first prerequisite is we have to install Java. Let's install the Java. So I'm taking command. So the command to install is sudo apt install openjdk 11 jdk. Say yes to further. Okay, Java installation is successful. Let's verify Java installation successful or not. Java hyphen version will give us the Java version. So OpenJDK version 11.0, same as master we have installed. Now let's configure it to the Jenkins master. So the name I'm giving is Jenkins node 1, which will be the display name in our Jenkins master. So number of executors, I'll keep it 1 default value. And I'll create one folder for Jenkins slave, opt Jenkins node. So all the jobs which are running in Jenkins node 1 will be saved at opt Jenkins node. So label also I'll give the Jenkins node 1. So label is nothing but grouping of the nodes. So let's say if we have 2 to 3 nodes and all the 3 nodes if you want to group, if you give the same label, we can refer the Jenkins job to run the job on this label. So usage, I'll go with use this node as much as possible. Launch agent. So launch method, I'll go with SSH model. Launch agent via SSH. So we need to provide next is host. Host is nothing but providing the IP of public IP of the server. So the public IP of the server is, I'm just copying the IP and giving here the host column. Next, to log into the server, we need to provide the credentials to the Jenkins. So let me add the credentials. So username and password. So with the root user we have logged in, right? So root is the username, password. The password is the same thing which you have given while creating the server. ID and description I'm leaving blank. Just add. So once you add it, the drop down of credentials, you'll see the credentials. Yes. So here, host key verification strategy. By default, whenever we log into Linux server, right, first time it will ask you known host file verification. We'll say yes, and then we'll log in. So we logged in from our desktop. We never logged in from master to slave. So for that, I'm just giving non-verification strategy for now, and then saving the Jenkins node 1. Let's see. It will be up in few minutes. Checking the log. So the agent is up. It took a couple of seconds. So this is the agent configuration has just been configured. If you want to update any configuration, you can come here and update the configuration. And here the Jenkins node log, we can see what's happening on the node. Whether if it fails, we can come here and check any errors. So here we see agent is successfully connected and online. So master setup is done, node setup is done. As per our presentation, we have configured node to master via SSH. So we used username and password method. Now let's run hello world Jenkins on the node server. So creating the first Jenkins job. So there are different types of jobs. I'll go with freestyle job. Hello world is the name of the job. Okay. Now we have the job configuration page. So just scroll down and come down to the build step. Here select execute shell echo hello world. Let's save the job and run it. Once you save it, here you have build now. Build now is nothing but running the job. Just ran it. So here one successful one build is completed. You can click on the drop down here and see the console output. What is the output of the job? So they started by the user admin and it is running inside the var lib Jenkins workspaces. Hello world is the job and it just did echo hello world and hello world. Sorry, the job ran in the master node. So building on master. We let's restrict the job to run on the Jenkins node 1. So go to the configure page. Here we have in the general we have the option called restrict where this project can be run. Click here and present type Jenkins node 1. So once this is the name we have given, right, for the label of the Jenkins. Once you it will come one error, just remove the space and then save it. Now let's run the job again. So click on the console output. Now the job is building remotely on Jenkins node 1. So we successfully ran echo hello world on the remote job. Now let's configure same node via SSH keys. So let me configure the job for, node for you via SSH keys. Let's go to the configure. Here the method we used is username and password. Let's change to SSH keys. Let me add one more. Here we have SSH username with private key. This option let's select. Provide the username. Username again is a root. Instead of password, we need to provide the key. So let's add the key. So first we need to create the key, right? Log into the any one of the server. So we will log into the node server. So the command to create the public and private key is ssh-keygen. So go with the defaults, press enter, enter, enter. So now the key is created. It created in .sh folder. Here we can see two keys. One is private key and this is public key. So we need to provide private key to the Jenkins cat IDRC. So if you do cat of that private key, so I'm copying the key. So be careful while copying the key. No extra spaces or any special character should not be copied to the key. Copied the key and saved it. And let me mention the description as SH key. Now in the drop down we have two credentials. One is username and password. Second is SH key. I'm selecting this SH key option. Save it. Since the node was already online with the username and password, let's make this node temporarily offline. So the node is disconnected. Let's bring this node back online. Still this looks like the old session is available. Let's disconnect it. Launch agent. Now we are trying to log in with the key. So if you see here, while opening the SSH connection, SSH host keys are not being verified, man in middle, and attacks possible against it. Server rejected the one private key. So it is trying to authenticate with the private key, but authentication is failing. So for that, we need to do one more step on the node server. Let's do it. So what we need to do is we need to copy the public key idrsa.public key to authorized file, authorized keys file. I just copied to authorized keys file. So if you see here, the authorized keys file is created, but the permission of the authorized keys file is read write, read and read write. So user has read write, group has read, and others have read. We need to change the permissions. Chmod 600 to authorized keys. Now the permission is only read write to the user. So root user has only read write permissions to the authorized keys. This is the permission we need to provide to authorized keys to work. Now let's retry to login. So now the authentication is successful. So see here, authentication is successful and agent is online. So I have shown you two ways. One way is username and password. Other way is SSH keys. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and like my video if you like it. Thank you.